Aye.
Can you set a team views ahead of tomorrow?
Nothing really different from the last few games. Still in the last steps really from their recover. Kenny, Tete, plus Tosin and Adama, all already working with the team. I'm going to take a decision if one or two of them they are going to be involved or not in the squad list. Not ready to start, but involved in the squad list. Player that will take more time is going to be Diop. At the end, you have these three players in doubt for the match. Diop is going to take more time. All the others there are going to be available.
Good win at Ipswich.
Yes.
Tough quarter-final draw. I suppose at this stage you want to be at home, but against the quarter-final, you're always going to get a tough draw.
Yes, it's always, if you want to be there, it's always it's going to be tough. And doesn't matter, of course. I think all the teams they prefer to play at home. I think is a natural wish for each one of that is there. But is what it is. It's going to be tough. In the right moment, we are going to talk about it. But we are really pleased to be there. That is the main thing. The way we have been approaching the competition, the way we've been playing. The players they did it really well last Wednesday again. The approach, how we command the game, how nice goals that we have scored as well, and it was nice to see. Even with the changes that we made, the team performed well and team won against a tough side. I know that they did change as well, several number of players, but the way we perform was really good against a team that is being in a very good form.
Not much time to train and recover after that, but the players excited ahead of such a big match tomorrow?
Yes, definitely. Not big time for us, but for Man Utd it's the same. Both teams they played last Wednesday night, and it's going to be the same for both. It's busy week as we expected, and we planned for it because we played last Sunday too. Between Sunday Ipswich game, no time even to prepare, recover players. We are able to change some. We are able to some of them to have a little bit break. Like William, like Leno, the players they were not involved even in the squad list. And now we come back. We arrive late as you expect, and of course was a moment for us to recover, to assess players how they are. At the same time, this morning we did already some work for the game. We are going to have tonight and tomorrow morning to prepare well the players.
2-3-0 defeats for Manchester United. Were you to tell the players that this is a potential wounded animal, the Manchester United at the end of the day, or are you pleased you're playing a side in such poor form?
Always when you prepare games, and huge respect for all the teams, you know what type of club you are going to play against, we know all that. But we look really for ourselves first of all, and the main thing, the way you prepared last Premier League game against Brighton, or we did before against other teams that we play against, or we did against Ipswich, believe me, it's the same. We prepare the players in the same way. The players, they don't feel any difference during the week if the team A, B, C or D is the same for us. The only difference that the week is really, or the preparation is really short. We know their form, but as you said, they are Man Utd too. If you think that is going to be any situation is going to be easy because they are in a bad moment, is going to be the first mistake that we are going to make. And of course we don't want to get surprised. We know their quality, you know what they are capable to do it. I think we had good examples last season. We played three times against them. I really believe, and most of you, when you analyze the games, you said the same, that in the three, in performance-wise, we were a better team than them. On the pitch, we did very, very good things, but at the end, we lost the three. The details, they made a huge difference, and against these sides, when they have quality players like Rashford, like Bruno, all the players they have out wide, all that stuff, players that in one moment they can decide matches. Of course, we have to be always on 95, 100 minutes right now probably, because last game they are good examples for us. If you ask me if I would like to perform in the same way, I would love it, because we did really well most of the games against them, but we want to write a different story this season.
What's it like for a manager who's under pressure? Man United manager is always extra pressure, but obviously with everything going on at the moment, in your experience, what is it like? Is it hard at home? Can it be unhealthy? Being at home watching the television, it's on your mind. What's it like to be a manager under pressure?
I think a manager under pressure, and even if you are not under pressure from the different stuff in football, I think all of us we like to put pressure on ourselves as well. If everything is calm, we are the first ones that like to put pressure in a different ways. I know what you are asking me is clear. What is the situation? I look in a different way. If you are here in this job, commanding different type of clubs, pressure is a privilege. Of course, the results can help or not to enjoy a little bit more. This is the thing. Of course, if you get good results, it's more enjoyable. You have to be there. Probably the face is different. The smile in the face is different too. But that is football. At the end, is not going to be always sunshine. Sometimes you have some dark days, and you have to be able to handle the situation. About watching TV or read some things. Something that I don't do, to be honest, and some things they arrive on me, but something that I don't do. And of course, I don't know if Dan in the situation is doing the same or not. It's up to him to handle in the way he knows the way to handle the situation.
There's going to be a protest with Fulham fans before the match about ticket prices. Do you feel under a bit more pressure to entertain the fans, to get them to get value for money?
Firstly, I said last week, and I answered for some of you, that is a commercial decision. Of course, it's not, as you expect, it's not my decision, or it's not a technical decision, as you know. Commercial decision. What I would like to see is everybody happy. Empathy with the fans. Of course, we want them just with focus in one thing. It's going to be Fulham against Man United, nothing more on the game. I understand their point of view, and of course I can show empathy for them, but at the end what I would like to ask them is for them from the first minute to make Cottage to really be bouncing, because we need them behind the team from the first minute to get a good result. Fantastic the support last 2 away games, what they did against Brighton in that second half. Of course we lift them and we push them with our performance. And last Wednesday night, a very good number of fans away from home in the middle of the week was a good sign for us again, and we need them to push the team forward.
Finally, a bit of history at Craven Cottage tomorrow. Rebecca Welch will be the first female referee for a Premier League game. She'll be the 4th official. What's that like as the role of the 4th official now? It's generated extra importance, hasn't it?
Really important. First, I think we have to look at a normal situation, to be honest. I think it's going to be, many people is going to look for it like, it's going to be the first time, is always is going to be always there, the spotlight. Normal situation, we already have licenses, all that stuff, is going to be the 4th official, and is going to be a normal situation for us. It's going, I think in 2007, yes, was the first match of the day was a female at Craven Cottage too. It's going to be the first time at Cottage again. It's going to be something good for football, but for me really is the normal situation. About the importance of the 4th official is really important today in football. The emotions are always there. They have to handle both benches as well. Sometimes to give some explanations for the decision that comes from the official, that comes from the VAR right now, always in connection with all the officials on the pitch, with VAR, and is a tough job. Is always to be there in command, to sometimes to listen a lot of things from the benches, that they like the emotions of the game. But at the end, I hope that everything goes well, and for sure it's going well. Thank you very much. Hi.
Rodrigo Muniz ended his long goal drought with that goal against Ipswich. Could he start tomorrow? Is he giving you a bit of a selection headache at the moment?
A selection headache, 100% sure. When players they do well, and from Rodrigo was not just on last Wednesday, the impact he made against Brighton too in that second half. What we are analysing, seeing the training session every single day, of course, he's doing really well. I think he's being like he started the pre-season, to be honest. Unfortunately, got a small muscle injury that break a little bit his form, his momentum. But yes, he's doing well. Headache clear. I'm going to decide as always for what is going to best striker for the game regarding the plan, what we want, the opposition side as well. Right now we have 3. It's not that. Sometimes in some positions we have cleared the number 1, and right now I have to say, and to be fair with them, the competition is being hard. I don't have that, that is going to be the number 1. Normally it's not something that I like, but to have just the number 1 and the others in a different level. But sometimes you have, because you have better players than the other, is part. Right now I have to say that we don't have, and of course it's up to them to do their maximum, and of course after up to me to decide could start Raul or Vinicius as well.
He's competing for a place with Raul Jimenez, who hasn't scored in the Premier League since March last year. I'm sure he scores brilliant goals in training. Is it now more of a mental thing more than anything, Raul?
Yes, he's competing with Raul and with Vinicius too, not just with Raul. Yes, of course it's a matter of confidence. And the striker sometimes when it's difficult to come the first, and when the first come after come more. Of course, we all can understand how he has this being in his back. It is so heavy in his back right now, because even if our job is to give him the confidence to keep working with him, and he's working always really hard to help the team. But of course, at the end, goals are important for the strikers. He's like a goalkeeper. Don't consider goals is always important for him as well, and he needs to score. It's going to happen. Sooner or later, it's going to happen, because he's keeping working hard. He's keeping doing his best to help the team. It's up to us to keep supporting him, and I hope everybody at the stadium keeps supporting him too.
You say you support him. What do you do on a daily basis? Do you talk to him a lot?
No, I'm talking with him, but sometimes the best thing is to give the space for him, to let him we cannot make this thing so big. I know that we are talking about big number of games already for a striker, and a striker with his quality, because if he's different type of striker, of course, a striker with his story in Premier League too, because all his story in Premier League before all this time without scoring, and of course we really believe that he can go again for that level, and it's up to us. Sometimes, of course, I have some individual conversations with him. The other times, it's matter to give him the space to give him the time and the confidence to work just with the normal feedback like the others.
You said he wanted to write a different story against Manchester United this season. What will make the difference tomorrow? What do Fulham need to do differently if they want to get a win this time?
Attention to the details. Of course, look for what we can control, because some things we can't. And last season, some of the things they were against us, we couldn't. Was impossible for us to control. But the things that we can control. Clear the details. When you look for the game at Cottage last season, when you did so well, you lost in the last minute of the game. Was a detail, individual moment from a Man United player, but was a detail, because performance-wise we did really well. The Carabao, the FA Cup game, I think we spoke enough about that game until probably the 7th minute of the game. We were by far the best team on the pitch as well. Again, the detail, mistakes from ourselves sometimes as well. And the last game of the season when we were leading the score too. It's going to be the detail, of course. Let's see how the game is going to start. We want to start well. Man United for sure, they want to react from the last 2 defeats, and they want to show really a reaction, to show a normal reaction from a big club and top quality players. And they want really to be on the front foot too, and it's going to be a tough game. But answer direct to you, I believe that individual details is going to play a big part in the game.
Just finally, picking up on the pressure question, very easy to blame the manager when things aren't going well. Can you sympathise with Erik and how highly do you rate him as a manager?
He had a very good impact. I think last season everyone said and recognized the impact that he had in the football club. Some up and downs can happen for any team. They didn't start so well as well, and after they had a good run. And when you are a manager, you have always pressure behind you. When you are in a bigger club, the pressure is big. Okay, I think it's a normal thing in football. It's not the first time that he's in a big club. He was in a big club in the past as well, and he knows how to handle the situation for sure.
Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ruben.
Hi Marco.
Hi,
Just
Ruben.
following up from that question, how important is it for managers at big clubs to be able to have time? Because we're in an era where hiring and sacking managers is common.
Not just in big clubs. I think time is important for all the managers, not just in big clubs. I think if you ask for any manager, they would like to have time to build, to create his own story, his own the model, to deliver something from the club that recognize him as a manager to be there. Okay, and is a normal situation. But at the same time, we all know that time in football is not like in the past no more. The results, they speak louder as well, and we all know the situation and how the business is right now.
And with Erik Ten Hag specifically, do you think he deserves a lot more time given what he's done at United so far?
I'm not. You are asking too much about the Ten Hag. I'm going to play against Man United, and not against Ten Hag.
You're coming up against your former player Harry Maguire. It's not been easy since he's been at United, but he's definitely in a good moment at the right now. How happy are you for him, and what are your memories of working with him?
Top lad, top player. I know that the time is being difficult for him, but again, he's showing that he's able to react. Okay, international player, big number of games with the national team as well. So important for the national team. I know that the last few seasons, a lot of up and downs, but just a player with character and personality can react like he did last few games as well. And but I hope that it's not going to be the best game for him tomorrow. Really, I hope that. But I wish always the best for him, because the first time when I arrived in this country, he was my player. I think you had a very good connection that time. We keep the relationship, and he's a very good professional. He's living under pressure every time. I would like to see him probably enjoying more his moments as a football player. But he's a very good professional, very good player too. And of course, I hope that the performance is not going to be the best for him just tomorrow, because he's going to play against us.
You said to me on Sunday that your first half performance wasn't aggressive enough, and that's something you've said a couple of times this season. Is it just the case that Fulham aren't naturally aggressive, and how important is it to have that if you want to succeed at matches?
Definitely, you have a way to play, and of course, when you create this, when you build something with the players, of course, if you do something different, probably your reaction is not the best. And our first half, probably first quality from Brighton too. You cannot hide that situation. From ourselves, a bit too much respect, I believe. And something that tactical we didn't do well. And as I said, after the match, our pressure was not good enough. Our first pressure not good enough. And of course, you start to have doubts. And the worst thing for a team or for a player that you can have inside the pitch is if you have doubts to go forward, to press more or not, and you start to have a lot of doubts. Of course, we did adjust half time. At half time, the players, they understood well, and after they expressed themselves on the pitch, and we were the best team on the pitch in the second half, and we scored. We equalized the game. We didn't win, but we took a good point away from home against a very good side.
Thank you.
Hello, Marco. You've mentioned last season's games against Manchester United and just how close they were. Do you look back at those with the players? Do you dwell on those results, or do you have to put them behind you and treat this freshly?
Of course, what we analyze is ourselves right now and Man United during this season as well. We have some different players. They have some different players as well. Same managers, same clubs, of course, but with some different players on the pitch. We did speak about last season, but it was something specific about the games, about the details, about how to manage the games during the 95 under Muniz right now, because you cannot be always on the front foot. Sometimes you are under pressure as well, and you have to show the maturity, the organization to handle all these moments during the match, and this is what we spoke really about last season, not really something specific about our whole strategy to prepare the tomorrow's game.
It's been a while since Fulham have beaten Manchester United. What would it mean to the players, to the fans, to beat them tomorrow?
We are going to try, and to try really hard and to our maximum. I think we were really close last season. Probably you deserve that, and in more than one or two games, because we played 3 times against them. I think we deserve it, but for some reasons and different reasons, and we did analyze in that moment why the things didn't happen. We wanted to do something different in terms of results this season. If you ask me if I believe that we have the conditions to do it, I truly believe. I think we have, but they have the conditions as well to come and to do the same. And it's going to be a football match. You want to be better, and sometimes we know that they are going to command the game as well, because they have this quality. It's going to be a game that is going to demand from ourselves full focus and very good organization every time. At the same time, after when you have the ball, you have to express ourselves. I think we are going to do it. We are going to do it, but you have to be always aware about the quality of Man United.
I know you've spoken already about the fans' protests about the ticket prices and also how important it is for the supporters to be behind the team, especially for games like this. I mean, how important is it for the club to make sure that real Fulham fans are able to afford to come to games like this, do you think?
Not just for games like that. I think that we have to be sure that the Fulham fans they can afford all the matches, not just because to be honest, for a Fulham fan, this match should be the same, and the value should be the same. The values in terms of points, of course, I'm talking about points, should be the same than the last one that we play at home, that was Sheffield United, or the next one that we are going to play at home against Wolves. I understand, because that the room is a little bit more with more people this morning than last week, or the game against Sheffield United, to don't talk even about Carabao Cup, because Carabao Cup probably just 3 or 4 people inside. I understand that situation. For me, the value of the game is the same. There are 3 points on there for us to fight for, and the fans, they should be able to afford these type of games like the other games as well. We want them behind the team. As I said before, all the empathy with them about this situation as well, commercial decision from the club, and I want everybody really to be focused on the game, because when the game starts, when the kick-off, I would like to see everybody, and I'm sure that it's going to be like that, everybody on the same page, everybody looking for Fulham and support Fulham.
Finally from me, Fulham, Scott McTominay was very strongly linked with Fulham over the summer. I'm not sure how much you're going to tell us about whether or not that was a deal that was likely to be done. I wondered, could you share anything about how close he was to joining Fulham and whether or not it's a deal that might be...
I will not mention anything about it. We are talking about last August. I'm not going to make any comments on that.
Okay, guys,
Thank you.
let's do broadcast section.